Come in and be honest about where you are. Not the polished version of where you are. Not the spiritually advanced version that has it all together and knows all the right things and has moved through the difficult parts with appropriate grace. The honest version. Whatever quality this moment actually has, whatever you are actually carrying right now, that is what is welcome here. Take a breath that does not pretend. Stay. I want to talk to you about permission. About all the places in your life where you are waiting for it to arrive from somewhere outside yourself. All the ways in which you have placed yourself in the position of applicant. Someone who has submitted the request for the life they want and is now waiting for the relevant authority to review the application and issue the approval. You are waiting for permission to begin. To take the step that you know needs to be taken, but that you have not yet been able to take. Because something in you is still waiting for the signal from outside that it is okay, that it is allowed, that you have been assessed by whatever process you are imagining and found to be sufficiently qualified and deserving and ready. The permission you are waiting for is not coming. Not because you have been assessed and found wanting, because there is no assessment. There is no external authority processing your application. There is no approval process for the life you want that requires anything external to you. The gate is not controlled from the outside. It never was. The permission you are waiting for is yours to give. I know that is not what you were taught. I know the message was, in various forms and from various sources, that permission for certain things. For taking up space, for wanting what you want, for believing you are capable of the things you are capable of, for beginning the thing you have been planning to begin, for being the full version of yourself in the situations where the full version has felt too risky. That permission had to come from somewhere outside you, from your parents, who had to see the potential before you were allowed to act on it, from your teachers or managers or mentors, who had to validate the direction before it was legitimate to take it. From the culture, which had to demonstrate that someone like you, in circumstances like yours, was the kind of person who succeeded at this particular thing before you were allowed to believe you could. From the universe, which had to provide sufficient signs and confirmations and momentum before you were justified in fully committing. You have been waiting for all of those permissions. And some of them have arrived partially in moments, and some of them have not. And the result is a life that has been consistently operating at slightly less than full commitment, because some portion of your energy has always been diverted to the waiting, to the monitoring of whether the permission is coming, to the management of a self that is not quite fully authorized yet to do what it most deeply wants to do. Here is the actual structural truth about permission and the life you want. You are the authority. Not because you declared yourself to be. Not because you decided to stop needing external validation through some act of willpower. Because that is what is actually true about the relationship between a consciousness and its own life. Because the only consciousness with jurisdiction over your specific, particular, unrepeatable life is the consciousness that is having it. Which is yours. Because every external authority is, in the most accurate description of their function, offering information about their perspective rather than governing your reality. And whether or not their information is useful, it does not constitute permission for you to be who you are and live the life that is genuinely yours. Only you can grant that. The permission to begin is yours to give. Right now, in this moment, without the completion of any external approval process, without the arrival of any confirmation from outside that you are qualified and ready and deserving, without the accumulation of sufficient evidence that this is the right direction or sufficient validation that you are the right person for it. Just yours to give, simply, directly, by deciding that the waiting is over. I want to be specific about the places where the waiting is most active for you. Not because I know them in detail. I don't. But because they tend to take recognizable forms that I can name and that you can feel resonating in whichever ones are most real for you. There is the permission to start. The creative project, the business, the relationship, the conversation, the change of direction that you have been holding in the planning stage, because some part of you is waiting for the signal that it is finally time to actually begin. That signal is not coming from outside. The time is now. The permission to start is something you grant or you don't, and the waiting for it to arrive from elsewhere will continue indefinitely if you allow it to. There is the permission to ask for what you need. In relationships, in work, in the world. The clear, direct, unapologetic expression of what you actually need, rather than the managed, reduced version that has already accommodated the anticipated resistance. You are waiting for enough certainty that you will be received well before you risk asking fully. That certainty is not coming in advance. It comes, if it comes, after the asking. The permission to ask is something you grant by asking. There is the permission to be who you are in the rooms that have felt like they require a different version. The professional context where you have been performing a version of yourself that is more palatable and less fully you. The social contexts where the authentic expression of your perspective or your identity has felt too risky. The intimate contexts where the full, unheld, genuinely present version of you has been kept back because you were waiting to be sure enough that it would be welcomed. That permission has been yours to give the entire time. There is the permission to believe in yourself, fully, without the asterisk of self-doubt that has been standard issue in every version of your self-concept for as long as you can remember. Not the performed confidence that overrides the doubt. The actual, genuine, grounded permission to trust your own capacity, your own judgment, your own alignment with the direction you are moving in, without needing the external confirmation before you allow yourself to hold the belief. There is the permission to receive, to have good things, to inhabit the life that is coming towards you with the full presence and the full gratitude and the full willingness to let it be as good as it actually is, rather than the defended, slightly held back version of receiving that has been protecting you from the disappointment of expecting something excellent and finding something ordinary. All of these permissions are yours to give. They always were. Feel what it is like right now to consider giving them, to consider simply deciding, without the external signal, without the completed approval process, without the confirmation that it is safe and appropriate and you have been found sufficiently ready, that the waiting is over. There will be something that resists. Some version of, but I haven't yet, or, but it's not the right time. Or, but what if I'm wrong? That resistance is real, and it is understandable, and it is also the guard. The same guard I asked you to let down at the beginning of this transmission. The guard that is protecting you from the specific pain of going all in and not having it work. The guard is not your enemy, but it is costing you more than it is saving you. The life that is available to someone who is fully committed, fully present, fully operational, who has given themselves every permission they needed, is categorically different from the life available to someone who is operating with some portion of their commitment still in escrow, still waiting for the external approval before it is released. The difference is not small. It is the difference between a life that is happening and a life that is being prepared for. The difference between fully being here and almost fully being here. The difference between operating at full signal and operating with interference. Give yourself permission. All of it. Every permission that has been waiting in the queue of external approval. Every authorization that you have been waiting for someone or something outside yourself to provide. You are the authority. You have always been the authority. The gate is yours. It always was. Open it.